What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and this video is probably going to be quite short purely because Thursday didn't deliver as anticipated, and based off the way that Thursday's closed and finished trading, I don't think there's really much left for the week. As in, I'm not expecting no large expansion. I'm not expecting much to happen tomorrow, and yeah, you'll see that Thursday was quite an interesting day in terms of how it delivered. So nonetheless, all of my PDAs are pretty much staying the same. Let me just double check for news tomorrow. So we do have building permits tomorrow, but that's about it. So again, like I said, I'm not really expecting too much. I reckon we're probably going to stay range bound, like looking at the range of Wednesday's price action. I reckon we'll stay within that range. And yeah, let's go to the 4 hour and you'll see our price is delivered, and it's been quite messy. Looking at all these wicks and such, not ideal. Obviously we had this run up, and when we were running up, I was thinking that, okay, yes, we tagged the buy side liquidity as we anticipated, but if you remember yesterday's video, I did want to see us try and reach for that Sunday opening level and above, and you'll see we never quite got that, and we actually pulled right back into the range. Volume has stayed in a consolidation, in like a consolidation format, and we've actually closed below, like very close to levels which I didn't want to see get touched, and you can see that we're there now. So I am seeing quite a lot of weakness in dollar, which is not an issue. I'm moving into tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a continuation lower, maybe to try and trade back into this fair value gap right here. Although we wicked into it the other day, it's potential that price may want to try and fill that, so that's something to take into consideration. But overall, I'm not really expecting much movement, and I doubt price is going to be able to get up into our original targets of this buy side liquidity. Now that after seeing how we deliver today, so let's go to the 1 hour, and you'll see our price rallied nicely, just about tapped that high, and then we had another displacement to the downside, and now we're in a clear consolidation. So if you remember me marking out this yesterday, this is an inversion fair value gap, and we're pretty much below that midpoint now. So as far as I'm concerned, this has lost its power, it's lost its aura, it's lost its riz. So let's get rid of that. And one thing I do want to pay attention to is, like, obviously we have this fair value gap right here. Let me just change this to an arrow. So obviously we have this gap down here, but we also have this fair value gap right here on the upside, where we have upside delivery. So let's get rid of a few things just to make it a little bit more clear. I want to get rid of this, I want to get rid of this, I want to get rid of this. It would be nice if price could rally up into here. It's just I doubt it's going to happen, especially the way we've closed below this consolidation now. I'm looking at this last down close because it's a breaker, high, low, high, high. Price likely isn't going to get any higher than this tomorrow, so I'd like to find resistance there. And then we have a fair value gap between here and here. We kind of filled it here, but again, price would likely drop down lower into it. So these are just things to consider, and this is the breaker. We may want to tap into that again. And like I said, I want to see resistance found at this breaker moving in tomorrow. So I'll definitely keep this marked out, let's make it black. And as far as I'm concerned, price shouldn't need to or be able to rally back above there. We should be able to find nice resistance, tap into it, and then trade on lower. If price is overzealous, it will take out these lows, and then, you know, we're in a bigger reversal, and realize next week's videos will be very interesting. So that is something to consider. It's just I doubt price is going to give us much price action tomorrow, as in I can imagine it's going to continue to be very fickle with how we saw today in terms of the later delivery. So let's go to the 15 minute, and you'll see how we rallied very highly consolidated until 7 a.m. where we tapped into the high, and then again beautiful displacement, tapped into the breaker, high, low, higher, high, and now we're just consolidating. Again, this level, I don't expect price to be out trade above it, so we can use that as a resistance level to help send us into the discounts and potentially take out that Wednesday low. But yeah, it's all dependent. So that's not really much more for me to say, really. Not the best of days as we approach the end of the week. It's just been messy, and the way we tap this high is very suspect to me. But looking at how quickly we displaced away from that high after tapping it, seeing this displacement is very bearish in my eyes, and therefore I want to see the relatively equal lows get targeted in Friday. So that means we can pretty much get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this for now, and it's potential for us to see a continuation lower. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this because realistically I'm looking at these lows, because since there's not an imbalance in the discount until below these lows, which is here. Let's mark out this imbalance because this could very well be the imbalance, and we'll go to the 15 minute and mark it out. Since there's no imbalance above that sell side liquidity, except for and this is the only imbalance I can see, I'm going to mark this out as tomorrow's target. See if we can get down there, assuming we stay below this level right here. So that's everything on dollar. Let's take a look at GBP USD, and you'll see we didn't quite take out this low. So there is strength in pound. So the way that, remember, dollar took out its high, pounds fails to take out the same low. So we're seeing strength in pound, which means that we can likely expect a rally. Let's get rid of all these, because I doubt we're going to be going down there now. And I'm now looking at this buy side liquidity, which is pretty much relative equal highs with here. So I'm looking at this buy side to be traded to quite nicely, and then in terms of imbalance, we see a nice gap right here where we only have downside delivery. So let's see if we can get up into this premium, and this is all assuming that you know, Friday even gives us a lot of movement. If it doesn't give us that movement, I don't want to be involved whatsoever, and I'll probably just wait for the next week. Once we get above this inversion fair value gap from the 4 hour, and I've been speaking about this all week, so if you've been watching me this week, you'll know about that this level. Once we get above that, price should be able to use as support. So if we trade through it, I want to see a price use as support to go long, and then obviously we'll target our relative equal highs right here, and potentially that fair value gap, depending on how excited price gets. But yeah, seeing this divergence right here is typically very bullish for price, as opposed to dollar, who managed to take out its high only slightly, but it still tapped it. Like, you know, stops have been grabbed. So this is something to take into consideration. And then let's finish up on Euro USD. You'll see we're floating around in my level, which I spoke about. It was nice to see us tap into it and start to trade lower, but again, same thing as what we saw in dollar. Price fails to take out this low, so we're seeing strength, we're seeing a willingness, we're seeing sponsorship in that price wants to continue higher. So that means we can get rid of these. Clear very heavy consolidation though, not ideal. And then I want to see if we can take out this high moving into Friday. And then in terms of imbalances, I want to say on the 15-minute, this is the imbalance that stands out to me. So we'll see if we can get up and into that. And then once we're above this yellow level, and I've been speaking about this all week, same thing as what I just said on pound, price should be able to trade above it, use it as support, and then trade and fill this fair value gap. So that's how I'm looking at Euro USD. So very simple, but again, this is all depending if Friday wants to give us any movement whatsoever, because looking at how consolidated we are approaching this day, it's not going to be the cleanest of deliveries. The very lowest I'd want to see price trade tomorrow, in all honesty, is going to be here, this breaker. Price, as far as I'm concerned, price shouldn't need to drop below that, and I will go back to pound and mark out the very lowest I want to see price, because it's good to know these levels, because when it does drop below it, it means that we're probably on the wrong side of the market and we can adjust accordingly. So that's the reason I like to have levels which I don't want to see price drop any lower than. Same on GBP, the lowest I'd want to see it trade is probably going to be these highs right here, just because of the breaker aspect, low, high, lower, low displacement. So drag that out, and if price was to get any lower than that, whole different story. So yeah, very quick one today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, and yeah, I am going to do a live stream on Saturday, so make sure to turn on post notifications and make sure to join the Discord server, because I will be announcing there when I'm going live and such, and we'll do some back testing. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.